Hey ya, hey ya, 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 hey, 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 hey,
Salías de un templo un día, llorona, cuando al pasar yo te vi. Salías de un templo un día, llorona, cuando al pasar yo te vi. Hermoso huipil llevaba, llorona, que la Virgen te creí. Hermoso huipil llevaba, llorona, que la Virgen te creí. Ay de mí, llorona, 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 de un campo lirio. Ay de mí, llorona, 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 de un campo lirio. El que no sabe de amores, llorona, no sabe lo que es martirio. El que no sabe de amores, llorona, no sabe lo que es martirio. No sé qué tienen las flores, llorona, las flores campo santo. No sé qué tienen las flores, llorona, las flores de un campo santo, que cuando las mueve el viento, llorona, parecen que están llorando. Que cuando las mueve el viento, llorona, parecen que están llorando. Ay de mí, llorona, 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 llévame al río. Ay de mí, llorona, 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 llévame al río. Tápame con tu rebazo, llorona, porque me muero de frío. Tápame con tu rebozo, llorona, porque me muero de frío.
All right, let's see if this is working. I feel like it's working good. I'm gonna try to get to this real quick, fam. Saludos to everybody that's here. What's going on with this, man? Stop it. Anyways, hope y'all doing well. What we got? Shalom, Al. Buenos dias, Jeremias. Experto. Saludos, family. Hang in there. Yeah, I know. We know, man. We get. Yeah, it's. Yeah. Anyhow, hey, I'm trying to figure this system out. Sometimes it bugs me, man, and you may see some adjustments in sound. So I apologize if it sounds weird. Anyhow, the I'll call it a class today. It's called Murder of Osage. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Now, look, familia, I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? First of all, let me kind of go like this real quick. Hold on.
¡Viva México, cabrones! Catch it, bitch.
All right. This movie came out a few months back, 3 months back. I mean, it wasn't publicized. No, I didn't even hear about it. I don't know why. It seems to me that if it's not about a particular type of people, nobody cares for it. That's what it seems like to me. So we're going to talk about this today because this is a very unfortunate, nothing to laugh at, nothing to walk over it with, and very simple, man. When you have other people claiming to be our gente, you disregard everything that has happened to our people completely, 100%. And then you wonder why when we retaliate, we don't F around. You see, unlike other people, when you mess with our children or our family, that's when you go too far. You can call us names all the time, but when you're referencing our gente, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. If you can tell the spirit that we have as fighters, we don't quit. We don't quit. So this is what you did. So guess what? Welcome to the ring. Because I'm going to continue. And I'm going to continue fighting for my people. For however you guys want to translate that. Because some people get offended when I say my people. I'm not sounding possessive. I'm saying like mi gente como un cariño way. You know what I mean? Anyways, so let's listen. This is the movie here. I find it's a good movie, and it's sad, and it's gonna piss you off at the same time. So listen in real quick.
Whose land is my land? Well, our war hero has arrived. You made a good choice coming back here. OSAGE are the finest, wealthiest, and most beautiful people on God's earth. They outsmarted everybody. They have the say who gets the oil. Son, I got a question. You like women?
That's my weakness.
Well, we mix these families together, and that estate money flows the right direction. It'll come to us.
Shomikasi. That's how you are.
I don't know what you said, but it must have been Indian for handsome devil.
Why did you come here?
I work with my uncle.
You scared of him?
Oh, he's the nicest man in the world.
The Osage, their time is over. We got to take back control of our home.
I was sent down from Washington, D.C. to see about these murders.
We have so many deaths, we've lost count.
There's just bad luck.
Seems more like an epidemic than bad luck to me.
Osage is dying by the enemy. Do not let them die alone.
Evil surrounds my heart.
You gotta pick a side.
I don't even know if you love me anymore.
Of course I love you.
And kill these men who killed my family.
Did your wife say who she was most afraid of?
Don't do something you're gonna regret for the rest of your life.
I ain't got nothing but regret.
It's a heavy movie, and you're gonna get mixed emotions. You're gonna get mad. You're gonna get sad, and you're gonna get mad, and then you're gonna get mad. And there's a reason why these marriages occurred. When you look at the movie, which I recommend to buy it because if you rent it, it costs about the same. $20 for real. It's not cheap anymore, but it's well worth it because there's so many messages in that movie. Exactly the things that we're talking about right now in this class. Like, listen, we're almost 2 years in this channel, man. Man, I'm serious. Almost 2 years. 2 more months, I believe. 2 more months, and we're like 2 years in. And it hasn't stopped. And now we're at this point, and a lot of the puzzles that I was kind of looking at and putting together, man, it's like starting to come together. And others are actually riding off my coattail, to be frank with you, because you got wobbles now that want to embrace Indian people from India, where they never wanted to do that before. But, you know, they're like a plague. So like a virus, they will adjust. Don't pass that over them. For sure. Now, I wanted to show you the movie because this is where I kind of started paying attention to these. I didn't know about this. I did not know But when I started watching the movie, man, oh man, did it open up my eyes. So let's start off with this part here. Okay, so check this out. This is part of the movie. So I did it in portions so I don't, get in trouble right here. Look at the picture there. Here, let me make it big here. Look at the picture there, family. Right? You see the checkered board. You see the masonry right there. These guys are so-called Jews. In the movie, they're referenced as Jews. They don't say yes or no. Like Leonardo DiCaprio or Robert De Niro in their acting. They don't respond to the terminology, but they don't say no either. So let's continue. All right, let's continue. By the way, it was hard to record because it's I should have done it better, but man, it was like on the fly. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. Okay, so I have it pretty loud. Please raise up the volume. Now I'm gonna be quiet. Pay attention to that. These are so-called Jews. Okay. Did you? Okay, so I just recorded it, and then right when I stopped it, it said I'm a 32nd degree. Bam, and then I stopped it. I was like, oh wait, hold on a second. What is all this about? Now, check this out. It's interesting. I'm telling you, it's worth the purchase. And if I had the link and I could make money off of y'all, man, hey, I still wouldn't because I don't roll that way, man. I don't do that to my gente, bro. I'd rather give you my shirt than take the money from you. That's how our raza is. That's how real brotherhood is. We don't make merchandise off of our gente. We give you the shirt of our own back before we take it from you. That's called being a Hebrew. So that's something you guys don't know nothing about, nor can you teach it, which is what you're doing. You're trying to indoctrinate people to become something they're not, and now they're rebelling, which is why things are the way they are. Let's listen in. Now check this out. Look what he says.
I am a 32nd degree Mason.
Jew-ish.
Confidence, trust, and responsibility, among other things.
He is the sheriff of the town.
You know what that is? No, sir.
This is masonry. These are so-called Jewish people. Killing and murdering the natives of that town. Marrying into their women so they can take over the oil. These Khazars right here. These are these people that I keep talking about. Now, if you think about what I just said, which I didn't think of it at the moment, what is going on in Palestine? What are they doing there? And for what purpose? You do know it's because of that. They're trying to run that pipeline through. Oh, yeah. They did that here. And guess when they did that again? In 1917. Hey, let me see that. You take it the extra mile. That's how we roll. Shalom. Hey, hell, yeah, that's right, bro. You go out of your way, man. You go out of your way for your people. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? But now, if you look at this, you see the pillars, you see the G, you see the masonry, you see the checkered board, you see what he said. You heard what he said. I didn't say it. This movie is not marketed. You got to wonder why. Hundreds of brothers and sisters, rest in peace, or I'm not sure how you say it, honestly, to be frank with you. Lord willing, the spirit is with the Most High. or the ruach, which we actually knew that word here. Nothing new under the sun. Several. Now, my wife and I were talking about this, and we're like, whoa. Because I was mad, man. I was like, you see, this is what happens when you don't have men in order, blah, 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 and you don't take care of your household. And she's like reminding me, well, remember, there, because see, what happened is, family, in this movie, you'll see in little hints like this right here. Check this out, all right? I think it's this one. Check this out. This is what they did. Listen.
And be at peace with what you have. And don't do anything stupid. I won't hurt myself. That's not a man's way. A man's to give what's his. And give that to me, wives, to give respect. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be an OSAGE engine. Just give me some moonshine. Give me a gun. To that, Henry. Henry. Give me a gun. Give me an engine. Just give me some moonshine.
You see that? Give me some moonshine or get me a gun. I'm going to tell you something, family. I was a heavy alcoholic. Yeah, this sounds bad, bro. I know. It's bad. I know. I kind of gave him a warning. I was a heavy alcoholic. 3-time DUI. That's how heavy it was. You know, went to jail, you know, all kinds of stupid shit, right? And there was a time where I felt like him. I felt ashamed. Like I felt ashamed of being with my family, of like I just felt ashamed, man. And it was like, yo, either give me the bottle or give me the gun. I don't care anymore. I understand this here. What these demons were doing was giving them the alcohol. And then in the movie, hate to ruin it for y'all, but he was pulling insurance on them. You know what I'm saying? 4 DUI in 2 years, 1 I did 9 months. Yeah, bro. Hey, man. Yes, man. Listen, you see, and that's the beauty about men that change. When the Most High, when you find the Most High and you know He's directing you, because He deals with you. The scriptures talk about that. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It talks about that wisdom walketh with you, I believe. Walketh with you. Let me see. Walk. Let me see if I can find it. Since Sirach, I know that. It's been so long since I read it. Wisdom. Hey, Shalom, Kwam, brother. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. Wisdom walking with you. Is it Wisdom of Solomon? Maybe Wisdom of Solomon 5, Wisdom of Solomon 7 or something. If anybody knows it, man, that would be helpful. But something to do with wisdom walking with you. You know what I'm saying? In crooked ways. Something about crooked ways. Crooked ways, something like that. Let me see. Crooked. If I can't get it quick, then I'm just going to move on. Let's see. Maybe it's this one. Oh, here it goes. Oh, yeah. Sirach 4. Man, there you go. There it is. So here's what I'm talking about, family. We all get led one way or the other. You know, don't think that the Most High ain't dealing with you at all. That's cool right there. But let me follow that. Let me get this one first, okay? Thank you, Al. So the Most High does allow some understanding. This is why we're here today. Sirach 4:16. If a man commit himself unto her, now keep in mind that wisdom is in a sense a female. This is why all these other nations bug out and say there's a goddess. She's the wisdom. No, man. It's just because the Most High deals with men, so He wants you to understand. When you're in love with a woman, you treat her well. This is how you have to entreat wisdom. Love her. Desire her. That's what it's talking about. The romance of wisdom. Dealing with her that way. And if a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her in his generation, because you listen, the way you start something, that's the way it'll end. So if you, let's say, you leave your wife because, you know, you cheated on her, well, guess what? Your relationship is going to more likely end that way. If you got with that other woman by cheating on your wife, she's more likely going to cheat on your ass. Guaranteed. I'm 99.9% correct on these things. The way you start something is the way you end it. So again, he shall inherit her. If you start well, in his generation shall hold her in possession because they see how you walk together. Listen to this, though. For at first, she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him. So, like, for example, like, you understand now, VTC, those times where you wanted to quit, I wanted to quit, and it's like, all right, man, I'm not gonna do it no more. God, I promise I'm not gonna do it. And you're sincere, like, I ain't doing this no more, man. I'm not doing this. I'm tired of going to jail. I'm tired of hurting my family. I'm done with it. She'll walk with you with crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline, because now it's asking for you to get your mind right. Get your mind right. Until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. You see that? So the laws aren't given to you necessarily just because you supposedly believe. This is why Isaiah 28, and why a lot of you young guys that want to go into milk and think you're wise and all, you're not. So just slow down. Sit your ass down for like 3 years and shut up. Learn. Isaiah 28:9, this is the reason why it says that. When she's ready, when the Most High is ready to try you with her wisdom, Isaiah 28:9, whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk, meaning when you're taking from the basics of the understanding in your crooked ways, even while you're still trying to learn the laws, right? When you're weaned from that understanding, then, and drawn from the breast, then will doctrine and wisdom be available to you. And how is that? For precept must be upon precept. Precept upon precept, line upon line upon hit a little, there a little. That doesn't necessarily always mean precept upon precept. It's actually talking about don't swallow, like learn how to chew. You know what I mean? Like, just don't guzzle the drink, man. Like, sip on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what the scriptures are about. Precept must be upon precept. Take your time. Don't go running all around. I know the whole Bible, bro. Shut up. This is why when you talk about these things here, this wisdom, this understanding, why we're here now, this is very important. Very, 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 very important, man. Because check this out. So now let me go bring this now. Now, Proverbs 15:21. So let me see this real quick. Proverbs 15:21. It says this. Hold on a second real quick, bro. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, if you don't commit to it, if you don't desire it, if you don't let go of your crooked ways, if you don't rush it. You're trying to be a master of the scriptures, and you're still sucking on a titty. But, excuse my language, by the way, I'm just saying, this is men talk here. But a man of understanding walketh uprightly. Meaning, you take time. And this is why we are at this point. This is why I meant in regards to, if we were men of order, this wouldn't have happened. But because we were not men of order, this happened. We thought the enemy would be our friend. Trust not the enemy. What is that? For iron rusted? I can't remember that one. Al, if you got it, bro, or whoever can, bro, I appreciate y'all. But we forgot because we got drunk. We let these spirits kick in. And now you get to see the sadness of like what occurred. Here, let me give you another video so you can see it's crazy, man. Watch this.
Now check this out.
Oh, no, this is not it.
Look what he says.
Oh, no, I already played that one. Here's one more. Check this out.
These are the...
Here it goes, right here. So check this out. Listen to what he says. Once again, never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusted, so shall he. Oh, man, look at that, bro. Bro, that's fire. Right when I was thinking of it, it allowed me to finish it, and it was like you just came on it, bro. Hey, man, that's the spirit right there, bro. That's power right there. You see, family, this ain't no joke. I mean, I'm not. We're not like corroborating here like on purpose. Nah, man. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 12:10 says, "Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusted, so is his wickedness." And you know, iron rust as time goes on. So just because you sharpen that shit, excuse my language, sharpened it, you think you're good, it's still there. The enemy still there. They never left. This fool you try to say he cared for her and all this, bro, he was trying to kill her. Family, when you watch the movie, you're going to find out, I'm going to read to you. There was him, doctors, other people involved in poisoning, murdering, and cutting up our native brothers and sisters for the sake of taking their land, which was full of oil. So the funny part, I say this, they make a big deal about Black Wall Street. Bro, that ain't shit compared to this. That ain't shit compared to this. Black Wall Street was nothing. It's land that you just built little buildings on. No, they took this land who was full of oil. And you're complaining about Black Wall Street, but that gave no credit to our gente about what happened. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. I've said it in other classes. If you believe me, great. If you don't, I don't care. If you do believe me and you hate me while I don't know, sometimes you're confused. I don't care. Hey, listen, you either hearken or you don't, man. I'm tired of playing games. I know who I'm walking with. And so far, for the last almost 2 years, everything I've showed has not been debunked. Everything I've been saying is coming to fruition. Prove me wrong. Any brother that's been watching this channel for quite some time will tell you that everything I've been saying is it's like being a fruition today. Let's go.
These are the fake Jews that want to replace us. Pay attention.
I love them, but in the turning of the earth, they're going to go. Their time is over.
The same shit they're doing in Palestine.
That's it. Gone. Ernest, there will be no lightning strike and it stops happening. It will happen.
These headrights. If you guys recall, if you guys remember, I had brought up this book called The Virginia, the Old Dominion by Matthew Page Andrews. Now, I have the book. Beautiful book. Wonderful book. Listen, family, I share these things, and when I mention that I have the book or whatever, I don't say it to show off, man. I really appreciate what the Most High, our Creator, has made out of this man. I hate it reading, man. I really hate it reading, family. I'm not lying to you, man. I hate it freaking reading, bro. And now I can't stop. Let me read this to you real quick. He says headrights. Headrights. I had mentioned to you that there was such a thing called indentured servants. And those indentured servants, for example, like Anthony Johnson, when they supposedly became free or when they finished their contract, then they would what's called apply for a program at that time available, which was called a headrights program. Now, at that time, the headrights program meant that if you hired or contracted a slave or a servant, they would give you about 50 acres per servant or slave. Look it up. Headrights of, matter of fact, I'll show you. Look, let's finish this and then I'll show you while we're looking for it.
Must go to mom, not to the mother, not to the sister Rita, not Bill Smith. Yes, sir. You got to take back control of your home. You hear me?
See, this guy's, he's not interested in whatever relationship this dude, Leonardo is having with the native sister. He's more interested in with his headrights authority or chance. Here's what headrights stood for. Okay. It said a headrights referred to a legal grant given to settlers during the period of European colonization in America. A headrights includes both the grant of land and the owner, the head, that claims the land. The person who has the right to that land is the one who paid to transport people to the colony. You see what I'm saying? Head rights, let me read it again. The person who has a right to the land is the one who paid to transport people to the colony. Do you understand now? So through a head right program, for every person you brought, though, you would get about 50 acres, so to speak. It says right here, look, the head right system was used in several colonies, including Maryland, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Most head rights were for 1 to 1,000 acres of land and were granted to those who were willing to cross the Atlantic and help populate the colonies. So now, when I read you this real quick, I'll run it real quick. And I showed you guys this before. Matter of fact, you know what? I think I have the picture. Hold on. I have the picture. Let me just see it real quick. This is kind of off topic, but I think it goes well. Old Virginia, Old Dominion. Let's see. Do I have the PDF or do I have the book? Oh, shoot, I have the book. Okay, well, I have the PDF book too. All right, so let me go to page 89. There it goes right here. Is it this one? No, man, it ain't the same one, dude. The guide, the Old Virginian, 1948. Is it this one? Let me see. No, I think it's page 88. That's probably why. No. It's not the same book. Here, I'll show you. I'm just going to get it real quick. Might as well. Virginia, the Old Dominion PDF. You can get it on real easy to find. It's not a difficult book to get. Okay, don't let nobody fool you. You can purchase it. You can, trust me, family. A lot of these people exaggerate, like, oh, we can't tell you what book it is because if we do, it kind of goes up in price. And no, this isn't it. Let's see. Hold on. Virginia, the Old Dominion. Oh, I think I did it wrong. Virginia, the Old Dominion. Yeah, Virginia, the Old Dominion. What are you talking about? I don't find it real quick, family. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to read it to you. I'm trying to save that time because I don't want to be here forever. The Old Dominion. By Matthew. What's his name? Hold on a second. Bear with me, please. Matthew Andrews. Matthew Andrews. Oh, here it goes right here. Okay. All right. So let's borrow for an hour. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right. So again, remember the head rights program. We're going back and forth. I'm not necessarily pointing a finger at a particular nation, because right now, family, it's war. And when you're in war, or like, let's say for you brothers and sisters that had street fights, because I'm old school and shit, you know what I'm saying? When you had in that situation, you kind of looked around, man. You didn't look at one person, you know what I'm saying? You watch your back. So you can't just think that it's just one enemy. I mean, shit, man. Excuse me. Psalms 83 says there was more than one. All right, so here it goes. Page 88, Virginia, the Old Dominion, okay? Again, it's regarding the head rights program and indentured servitude and how it was for a period of time. And then they, who were indentured servants, could buy land by bringing other slaves under them. That's how, Johnson was famous for. And I'm going to show you a video later on. It says, the last of this month of August of 1619 that marked the establishment of the civil liberty and self-government saw also the introduction of a new class of immigrant laborers. These were Negroes, whose services, it now appears, were indentured, as in the case of whites from England and Europe, meaning equality, no difference. Previously, it had been generally accepted, like 1619, the whole reparation, string Okay, cool. Previously, it has been generally accepted that they were sold to the colonists as slaves, while the bringing of them had been ascribed to the Dutch. Recent research, however, has cast a new light upon the transaction. According to the available records, these Negroes may not with certainty be called slaves, for there's no proof of that their persons were held as property. Keep in mind, it's excluding the native. You understand that now? Or on terms of any different from those of white laborers whose services were engaged under public or private ownership from varying lengths of time. On the contrary, the evidence clearly points to the customary indenture, for Virginia archive shows that throughout the second quarter of the 17th century, meaning like in 1680, 16, that era, okay? The second quarter, Negroes were being released at the end of their period of indenture. Now, we see a other type of enslavery going on, right? But my point being is that there were actually people here that were being so-called enslaved, but at the same time free. And once they were free, they also had rights. Like, for example, Anthony Johnson. He arrived, came, and was an owner of slaves himself. So again, the Head Right program is what I'm talking about, right? So then now let's go back to this video. Well, not the video necessarily, but yeah, let's kind of bring it back. I want to remind you this. This is important. Let's listen to this again. Listen to this again, okay?
Are the fake Jews that want to replace us. Pay attention.
I love them, but I'm returning to the earth.
And it's not. I just want to tell you that it's not. It's all across the board. And the brothers here will tell you. Actually, if you think that this is what this channel is about, it's not. You might actually like this channel because I keep it 100 with everybody. Let's go.
They're going to go. Their time is over.
The same shit they're doing in Palestine.
That's it. Gone. Ernest, there will be no lightning strike and it stops happening. It will happen.
It will happen. The decimation of our people. That's what he's saying. He's married to the native sister. And he's telling him, listen, man, I don't care what you think. I know it looks bad, whatever, but it's going to happen. What is the name of this movie? It's called, man, I just showed it earlier, bro. Yeah, I'll help you out. I'll help you out, bro. It's all good. I don't even remember the name, dude. I just watched it last night. This one. Killers of the Flower Moon. It's a really good movie, man. It's a really good movie. Yeah, it's a really good movie. Anyhow, let me continue. All right, let's listen in.
These head rights must go to Molly, not to the mother, not to the sister Rita, not Bill Smith. Yes, sir. You got to take back control of your home. Can you hear me?
Look how he keeps him alive.
He needs to stay alive at least a few more months.
Check this out, family. So disgusting these Khazars are. And y'all punk, funny looking fake ass.
Take care of him.
Listen to this.
He's a melancholy. You know he tried to away with himself last year? Oh, yeah? I'll take care of that man.
This is what you Khazars are about.
Best friend.
You ain't no friends. You're demons.
$5,000 laying there. I got an insurance policy on him. It's against what he owes me. So if he succeeds and denies himself before the end of the year, I forfeit. So he needs to stay alive at least a few more months. I might even get a chance at cigarettes.
See?
Never trust thine enemy, family. Never trust thine enemy. Let me see here real quick. Watch this. This is it right here. So we have let's see, the Reign of Terror. It's called Osage Indian Murderers fact sheets. Let's kind of go through them real quick. Okay, we won't be a lot long on this tonight, family. I'm really excited for the class on Friday. When Osage had given up their communal co-ownership of lands under the Osage Allotment Act of 1906, Chief James Bigheart wisely insisted that the Osage keep communal ownership of their mineral rights, the rights to mine or produce underground minerals such as oil, gas, and rocks. So these rights could not be sold or lost. As a result, all tribal people at the time were listed on the allotment roll and given a head right to a share of mineral interest oil income distributed in regular payments called royalties. Head rights could be inherited, passed on from generation to generation. Then it says your oil boom, $1 million elm. When oil was discovered, the reserving the minerals resulted in Osage becoming one of the wealthiest people in America from royalties received during the 1920s peak production. Able to buy cars, nice homes. Tens of thousands of oil workers flooded into the area. Over 30 boom toms sprang. By 1923, there were about 8,500 oil barrels on the Osage Reservation, netting $27 million a year. As you can see, where the growth was becoming. Okay. Corruption guardians. All this attracted white entrepreneurs and opportunists, yeah, I could say, to Osage County, some with criminal intent to steal from the Osage. Most of them did. Murders of the Reign of Terror. However, measurably more sinister were actual murders of Osage people in order to inherit their head rights. Here's the sad shit right here, okay? Here's really how bad it gets, all right? Let me read it again. I want you to chew on this for quite some bit. All of this matters. Now, hold on a second. Before I continue, let me see. What do you got? What are you doing? What's going on here? What do you consider hate? Let me ask you. Let me answer that question. What do you think? What do you think hate is? I'm serious. I'm talking to you, Fiji. But you have to really define hate. Hate is feeling intense and passionate dislike for someone. I hate what happened to my gente. Is that the hate you're talking about, or what do you mean? Because that's really what I'm trying to answer. I'm not trying to, argue with you. I'm just being real with you. Because there's a difference between hate and hate. See, I don't just hate people just because they look a certain way and I hate you and you haven't done shit to me. No. If you treat me well, respect me, man, I'm going to be civil and I'm going to respect you. But if you treat me like shit, well, if you treat somebody that like a bully, you know what I mean? Like a defenseless individual, I mean, am I supposed to like enjoy what he's doing? Well, I just kind of dislike that he's beating the shit out of that little kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate him. I just dislike him. That's so bad. That's messed up. No, bro. You gotta listen. Scriptures are clear about this. You can't be hot or cold. I mean, you can't be lukewarm. You're either hot or cold. You're either about your gente 100% or you're not about them 100%. It's that simple. You can't be half pregnant. That's, if you're asking me, that's what it's about. So no, I'm not sure what your definition of hate is. Let me read it again. However, immeasurable more sinister were actual murders of Osage people in order to inherit their head rights, life insurance, or other assets. With horrifying frequency in the 1920s, highly unusual number of otherwise healthy Osage people were dying in unexplained, suspicious deaths. However, the coroner office falsified death certificates claiming suicide of people had been poisoned. For example, the death of OSAGE writer Dennis McAuliffe, grandmother Sybil Bolton at age 21 in 1925 was first blamed on kidney disease, then suicide. McAuliffe much later learned her murder had been covered up by a false death certificate. He suspects his white stepfather, who had been appointed to be her guardian and guardian of 4 other Osage, each of whom had died by 1923. This guy right here. That's who Robert De Niro plays. How come no one ever told us these things? How come we never learned this in school? Why was this hidden from us? How come we don't know? So now, I asked these wobbles, what is all this right here? Are these people not black enough for you? Or are you just going to laugh at our history and say, nah, you guys are just Mongols? Is that what you're going to say? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's continue. This is from, you know what? I'll read a little bit of it. It's kind of mentioning the, if I read it, then I'll have to go along on this. Hold on a second. Here, I'm just going to give you guys the link. Here's the link real quick. You guys can read about it. That's the, a very short, few pages on the actual murderers. Like how they describing what happened, how they went about it. It's pretty sad. Let's check. Let me show you this real quick. Osage Indian murders from 1921 to 1926. Some 60 to more wealthy, full-blooded Osage persons were reported killed from 1918 to 1931. No investigations indicated that other suspicious deaths during this time could have been misreported or covered up murders, including those of individuals who were heirs to their future fortunes. Further research has shown that the death toll may have been in the hundreds. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So, but you know what? There's a good thing about me watching this movie, family. It's a good thing because it confirmed what I had told you guys about in my other classes. Check this out.
Flowers spread over the blackjack hills and the prairies. There are many, so many. It's as if Wakonta looked down upon the earth, smiled, and sprinkled it with sugar candy.
Wakanda.
Wakonta means God.
Oh, damn. You see what I'm saying, family? I don't know. I'm not making this up. I don't have any clue. But the more I find as I'm walking forward, I keep finding things that are connecting. He's saying Wakanda. Wakanda forever. Let's hear it again. I'm not joking. There's always good.
Flowers spread over the blackjack hills and the prairies. There are many, so many.
There are many, so many. It's as if Wakanda looked down upon the earth. Wakanda or Wakunda. Remember? Okay, let's continue. From Ethan Smith's book,
It's as if Wakonta looked down upon the earth, smiled, and sprinkled it with sugar candy.
Wakanda.
Wakonta.
Wakanda. Wakanda means God. So I show that because Wabos love to tell you that we stole their shit. These are just facts. These are just facts. This is from Blood for Oil, Southern Western Revisited. It's a short pages of a book. Here it goes right here. I think you guys will kind of find it interesting. Continue with that vein. It says here on page, it would be 122. It says, the land that they bought was hilly, rocky, and difficult to farm, but some elders took that as a plus. This is when our brothers were moved from their homeland. From Kansas, they were moved to Oklahoma. Osage, the Cherokee tribe, right? Okay? So then now they're describing their experience and saying, here, I'll go up a little bit. The Osage got land that became their new reservation, ironically, at the area that had once been part of the ancestral homeland, which they now had to buy back at a price 70 cents on acre for 1.47 million acres. That still left the tribe with the bulk of the money they had received from the sale of the Kansas land, now drawing interest in the U.S. territory. So keep in mind that they ended up in Oklahoma because they were kicked out of their land, okay? And then they go to Oklahoma, and then they get killed in Oklahoma because they were actually accidentally moved to an area where there was oil. Can't make this stuff up. Then it says, the land they bought was hilly, rocky, difficult to farm, but some elders took that as a plus. If the land was of negligible value, at least that would keep the covetous whites away, right? That's what we would think. Check this out. As one tribal leader, Wati Akan put it, the white man does not like country where there are hills and where he will not come. True enough, perhaps it's in short run, but in the long run, Wati Akan prediction proved tragically incorrect. Why? Because the General Elopement Act or the Indian Emancipation Act was passed. Provided that all the new reservation of the western part of the territory, each of them commonly owned by all members of the tribe, would be disbanded as autonomous administrative entities. Instead, each individual member of the tribe would be allotted 160 acres of land, free and clear. Any reservation land left over, each Indian had received his 160 acres, would be open for settlement by non-Indians. You see that? Non-Indians. Here is where it gets interesting. Now, when I found this out, I got really mad. Because look, James Adair wrote his book in 1775, clearly explaining what the natives look like. Ethan Smith, or Ethan Smith, whatever his name is, right? And he wrote his book in 1823. You bouncing off James Adair. Then Barbara Simmons writes her book in 1836, bouncing off James Adair and Ethan Smith. William Fleming writes The Gazetteers of the Old and New, and he then references what he found, then Barbara, then Ethan, then James. Right? Then we find The Light and Truth, written in 1944. And he goes and uses everything that the previous people had written to match his so-called Afro-Indigenous culture. But here's where it gets even more crazy. Yes, it's all connecting for whatever reason. I was like, man, this is nuts. So check this out. I'm going to show you something. So now I'm like, okay, somehow, man, like, man, I don't know. I love the man. I appreciate the Most High, what he does for me. I really do. He is, I I can't even explain. I can't even put it in words. So I'm going to show you something real quick. Do you guys know who this guy is? The walrus looking dude. You guys know who he is? Anybody know? Check it. He is a black Hebrew preacher that came later in 1893. Okay, I had just mentioned several writers, and all of a sudden, in 1844, you got a Negro that says, "Oh, I'm just going to take what they've said." And by the way, James Adair, Ethan Smith, Barbara Simmons, and William Flemings, and everybody else clearly said that the natives of this land were not Africans. So in 1893, this guy brings up his doctrine. But here's where it gets more interesting. Check this out. We just read about the OSAGE in Oklahoma, right? Okay, watch this. William Saunders Crowdy was born a slave on August 11th, 1847, which is very hard to believe nowadays. When he was 16, he ran away, joined the Union Army, serving from 1863 to 1866. But that's weird, because 1847, 1857, I guess it's 16. Okay, after the Civil War, he continued military service from 1867 to 1872. Eventually, he relocated to Kansas City, Missouri, where he married, fathered 2 children, a daughter and 2 sons, and worked as a cook, and his mother had done the Charlotte Hall plantation. In September of 1891, he acquired 160 acres of acres near Guthrie, Oklahoma, under the Federal Homestead Settlement Program.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
That's exactly what they were giving away to the lands that were taken from our brothers and sisters, right? It gets even more interesting. He continued to work as a cook while farming his land and participating in his community as a deacon in a Baptist church, captain by black militia, and member of the Masons. For gosh darn Jesus. Masons, fam. This guy was a Mason just like Robert De Niro. You can't make this stuff up. He literally, if we were the same people, what? Come on, man. You can't make this stuff up. 160 acres out of Oklahoma through the Federal Homestead Settlement Program. And it happens to be that he's given that land, yet he's supposedly a slave. And then all of a sudden he's a Mason? Homie, I'm going to tell you this right now. No raza ever knew what a damn Mason was. You guys are crazy, man. You're tripping, bro. This is absolutely insane. So let's go ahead and try to finish off some of these things, and then we're going to call it a night. Watch this. We're almost done. And I mean that, because I usually say that, and I'm not. So first of all, I want to show you this right here. All right. So then, guys, if you guys never seen this, Wakunda. Pa que vean, güey. I'm not lying. Watch this. So this is the Ethan Smith. I'm sorry, Ethan Smith. Oh, no, this is not it. No, no wonder it's not in here. That's not in here. No wonder. This isn't it. In the book of Ethan Smith, okay, which is called the Hebrews, I believe. Let me see. No. I'm not going to slow down. I'm just going to let you know. In Ethan Smith, he talks about that. He mentions Wakunda. I shared that with y'all. You guys already know. I don't want to lose time right now looking for it. Okay. So now let's look at this. Now we're going to try to understand how come this guy, this person here, this R.B. Lewis, who says, that he's a Hebrew, even though he's African, clearly admits it. He goes in here and now he starts saying the same things that our people, well, not our people, that James Adair, Ethan Smith, Barbara Simmons, William Flemings were saying. He goes and says this. These people, I'm sorry, this is from page 247. I'm just going to go quick. Mr. Logan gives the following account of some of the people discovered by him in Hindustan. These people in dress and manners resemble the natives so much as not to be distinguished from them, but by attentive observation and inquiry. You see this? So he says that the people from Hindustan resemble us. They have Hebrew names. Some of them read Hebrew, and they have a faint tradition because of their original Exodus. Their common language is Hindu. They keep idols. They circumcise their children. They observe the Kippur. They call themselves Yehudis. You see what I'm saying? Very similar. Oh, they expected a Messiah. You see what I mean? James Adair said that. Ethan Smith said that. Barbara Simmons said that. William Fleming said that. And all of a sudden, this guy's saying that because what they wanted to do was use the person from India, because they were dark skinned, and trying to mesh it up with them. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's far-fetched from a lie. Now, I'm going to tell you something real quick, just to prove to you, because look, I've always said it, man. If you really are the people of here, how come you don't eat what we eat? What, did we steal that from you? How come you don't suffer from the stuff that we suffer? Alcohol was a very detrimental demon to us. Everybody knows historically natives suffer from alcohol. How come that didn't happen to you? Curious. Now, again, this is something that I just want to bring up real quick. In this same book here, Doris, they use this guy several times, right? So I'm going to tell you something. Interestingly enough, it's only using him when it's convenient. Okay? This man is a historian. He's a historian. This guy here, as well as other people, understood that there was a land or island far at a distance. Listen to this. Diodorus Siculus, an ancient historian, informed us that the Ethiopian considers the Egyptians as one of their colonies, which is why in this book, I'll show you what he did. Okay? The Ethiopian considers the Egyptians as one of their colonies. All right? So let me show you something. This is why he says what he says. See this, look. Let me see if it's Israel. So it goes here. The black Jews at Hindustan in Asia, having descendants from the 10 tribes, they call themselves Jews. You see how he's referencing that. Okay? Check this out. In the same conversation, he's mentioning us. The Lord shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah. Who supposedly is teaching that now? Nothing new under the sun, family. You see how he references James Adair? How convenient that you reference James Adair where he clearly tells you that there was no blackety black at all in these lands. Nobody had curly hair from the natives that he dealt with, the real natives. None of them. Here, let me show you this real quick, and then I'm going to move on from this book. Egyptian. Find it somewhere later on. Is it here? 240 something. Hold on. I'm almost done. No, Egyptian, the Egyptian, and the master. The arts of science. It goes here. I probably would have to look for it. I'm kind of going quick on that one, to be honest with you. But what he's suggesting is that the natives Or here, maybe I'll find it this way. Okay, I'll try one more time. I promise. One more time. So we thought this. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me see. Plato, no. It's right next to the word country. There's favor Native Americans. Arguments Native America, the sense of Israel. Yeah, we know that. But I'm trying to show you how he says. My bad, fam. He mentions it. Maybe I won't find it. So here's where this is all they use, by the way. This is page 276. The native inhabitants of America are a copper color, red, black, and white. Oh, you talk about the light-skinned ones like Mahone, like the quarterback of KC. He's like white. Oh, this is too much. Anyways, you know what? I'll just move on from this because we're almost done. All right, so I'm showing y'all some stuff. Let's start getting ready for the actual week here because, quite frankly, man, I think that that's going to be a much more powerful class, and it's because you're going to be surprised what happened in Texas. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy what happened in Texas. So let me show you this real quick.
Racist.
This goes for the wobbleism right here. By the way, make sure you share, like, subscribe, share with your family. There's no money involved here, fam, at all. We all work. That's what you're supposed to do. So now let's listen in. Wobbles, I hope you're listening. Okay? I hope you're listening. This is a blast right here, fam.
Black supremacist, white person hating liberal finds out that, well, his ancestors are white and now he has to pay himself reparations.
That's him.
You are looking at your great-great-grandfather, James Henry Dixon. It's difficult to make out, but that is your biological great-great-grandfather.
Now, I'd have fought you 5 minutes ago if you told me that I had a white great-great-grandfather.
That means that no matter how blackety black this fool is, he is a white man. Well, I'll explain it to you. I'm unfair because I know right now that these Africanoids are going to get mad at me. So I'll explain it to you. Numbers 118. And they assembled all the congregation together the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigree after their family by the house of their father. Hold on.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hold on, let me say it again.
Gotcha, bitch.
Oof. Oh. It's kind of like you've been waiting to take a dump for so long, and you finally take a dump, bro. It feels just like that.
Racist, black supremacist, white person hating liberal finds out that, well, his ancestors are white and now he has to pay himself reparations.
That's him.
You are looking at your great-great-grandfather, James Henry Dixon. It's difficult to make out, but that is your biological great-great-grandfather.
Now, I'd have fought you 5 minutes ago if you told me that I had a white great-great-grandfather.
You do. You can fight me, but it's the truth.
Hey, Tazariak, now you're going to sit here and tell me you're full blackety black, bro? For real? You tripping, man. You are very tripping. Bruh. You're tripping, bro. You guys need to stop. Just stop. Just get rid of that trope type chart. Just stop. Just stop. This guy hates white folks. And his grandpappy is un gringo. Oh, but we're the Mamsers. We're the mixed breed, right, fam? Don't they say we're mixed, right? Because we got light skin. Yet, it's very clear that we were light skin and dark skin. You guys were not light skin. You guys were always black. Oh, like Culomiado says, black. Oh, it hurts your feelings. But hey, keep drinking the Culomiado's Kool-Aid. Keep drinking it. At the end, You're all gonna fall.
And ain't nothing you could do about it.
What? Kunta got white ancestry.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah.
Come on now, Skip.
You know, you took 2 DNA tests. The 2 major commercial DNA tests almost never have tested an African American who was 100%.
You guys hear that? It means that most of them have about a 30% of cracker head, cracker. I don't even want to show my DNA. You guys already know. Let's continue.
Sub-Saharan Africa.
Y'all need to start appreciating your granddaddy.
Ain't that the truth? Let's finish it with this real quick. I'm going to show you something I forgot to show you guys last time, so I'll just end it with this quick video. This and then a quick video. So, Phoenicians of Platus in 1772, General Charles Valenciennes, a leading Irish scholar of the day, published a famous work, Essays of the Antiquity of the Irish Language, being a coalition of the Irish with the Phoenicians, Punic language. What he's saying in this is on a coalition with the Irish and Celtic, the Punic and Phoenician language, a strong affinity. It may therefore be deemed a Punic-Celtic compound. Valenciennes continued, from the Canaanite proceeded the Phoenician. From the Phoenician, the Carthaginian, or Punic, was derived the Aeolian, Dorian, or Etruscan. From these was formed the Latin of the Roman Saxon capital letter, blah, 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 blah. Canaanite, primitive, Phoenician, primitive Canaanite, and Phoenician. Since it's true that Canaanite Phoenicians migrated to Europe in large numbers in ancient times, there must be religious cultural ties. In fact, some connections abound. This is why I kept saying this right here shouldn't be a surprise to you. Okay? This right here. That was from that book. Another proof of the earlier intimacy which the Phoenician Spaniard maintained with Ireland. Make sense. John 4:44. I believe it's a perfect time for that one, bro. I think so. I think it is, bro. John 8:44 says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father will ye do," which is why the only reason you believe is because you got to be black. God got to be black, Ak. Just like the white man, he had to be white. We just want to repent. At least that's from my understanding. Hey, but you know what? It's all good. It's all good. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in truth. Murder also means hateful, because there is no truth in him. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in truth, because there's no truth in him, which is why you guys continue to lie and lie and lie and lie about not even your history, about our history, which is even worse. Because there's no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Check this out. Enjoy this joke from Dave Chappelle, and now you're going to realize and wonder that what I've been sharing with y'all, he's going to summarize it in a nutshell. Hold on. He's going to summarize it in a nutshell, okay? Check this out. This is very...
I learned this past Juneteenth.
Watch this out. Y'all have a good night, too, by the way. I'll see you guys on Friday for sure, okay? Listen to this, and then I'm done with the class.
The story is true. There was a black man who was in South Carolina during slavery who somehow got granted his freedom by his so-called master. And when his master granted him the freedom, he also gave him a plot of land. Now, it turns out this brother was brilliant. He had a good eye, a good knack for farming. And he farmed this plot of land very successfully and made a lot of money. And this is where the story gets crazy. When he got all that money, this nigga bought some slaves. You ever heard this before? This is a true story. Not only was he a slave owner, he became a slave breeder and employed tactics that were so cruel, even white slave owners were like, yo, my man. He was a wild dude, but he did it just because that's what successful people did at the time, and he just wanted to be down. What a fucking tragedy. How can a person that went through slavery perpetrate the same evil on a person that looks just like him? It's mind-blowing. And, shockingly, they're making a movie about him. Ironically, it's called Space Jews.
Los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Peores lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece se burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos no voy palpando. Cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti.
Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente. Fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente.
Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mi lado tengo soldados fumando de su palulú. Ni un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio se matan vestidos de emporio. Y yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, nunca se despidió de mí.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un trocolor tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad. Solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición, como no voy a aprovechar los códigos que llegan, los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar.
Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requiems a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre. que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.
Yo, comentando, ¿qué dicen? Sí, ¿qué cuentan? Ya, escúchame, ya. Los medios cuentan que si hay libertad de prensa, la mordaz es cosa escasa y todos dicen lo que piensan. Y esa sutil es impresa y repetida diariamente tiene contenta tu mente con yo soy combate y fiesta. Presta el control, Tarantino no es tan gore como los crímenes de amor que a toda hora se nos muestra. Pues tal vez la estrategia impuesta, pánico en el público y manejarás encuesta pal. Político en vez de patrullas en vez de camilla para un hospital. Como si esa mierda de tombo no diera seguridad. No será casualidad que el otro dueño del canal sea el cerro sobrino pero bueno de tu primo hermano pariente papá. Que esa nostalgia no es noticia, su codicia se evidencia. Propicia violencia y plástico, panémica belleza. Fútbol, patriotismo falso, culos, vasos de cerveza. Pele cáncer pa' tu mesa y el domingo en misa pesa. Sobre su cabeza pesa el atraso mental del pueblo. Oposición vendió trasero, dictador grupo Romero. Pero se confundieron acá, la palabra es cruda. A tu educación en camino se afloja la lucha a través de cultura. Es como genera de uno, tal vez otro loco se suma. Ya saben, cortina de humo que explota la mina que mata la cuna. Primo, vengo que trate la friuna, no una pura canción de aventura. Así no censura, emite basura, no le conviene que sepan verdura. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, robo, violaciones, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará.
Sensacionalismo, amigo eterno de la prensa, el mismo que forjó al humano sumiso, callado y muestra. En el noticiero, en el artículo del diario, la vida de una PD que poco invierte
al vecindario.
Sirven como fieles feligreses, a oscuro intereses, mienten todo el día, crean solo estupideces. La historia afirma, indica que siempre negaron información alternativa que todo pueblo merece. A cada instante pareciera su labor asesinar una memoria colectiva que hace una nación, con una prensa cómplice que juega con humor, desconociendo ese dolor que nos dejó ese dictador. Cortina de humo es su mejor función, para apartarte de la fuente harán de todo, pues miró hoy como venderte el culo de Sharon Stone, cagándose en tu derecho a la objetiva información. El narco, el almirante, el presidente, el congresista, algún ministro, algún legado, de seguro es el patrón de ese periódico morboso y amarillo que al leerlo 2 minutos te vuelve en un show. Los medios son culpables, responsables de toda propia basura que te ofrece la TV. Pues será mejor que se autoeduque, pues my friend, porque el comercio de los medios te carcome hasta las 100.
Hay violaciones, extorsiones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará. Hay extorsiones, violaciones, robo, llanto y más. Con tanto muerto el morbo están alimentando, ves no hay paz. Solo un odio contenido en bilis para que vivan en la fantasía algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará. Que algún día cambiará,
CPF.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.